Hello everybody, Miss Molly here. Today we're going to do a fun story time all about birds. I just love birds. I love listening to them sing and watching them and even hearing their wings when they fly by close. And then after that we're going to make a fun decorative birdhouse. We are going to read 3 books and they are all by Anne and Lizzie Rockwell. They are a mother and daughter team and I think they must love birds too because they write a lot of books about them. So our first book is called A Bird is a Bird. This one is by Lizzie Rockwell. A bird is a bird. A bird may be tall or a bird may be small. That's an ostrich, and that's a little superb starling, it says. I never heard of that. One bird is fancy and the other bird is plain, but a bird is a bird. And a bird is a bird because a bird has a beak. There's a toucan with a big old beak. A beak helps a bird pick fruit, like a scarlet macaw or a blue-headed parrot. A beak catches fish, like a great blue heron or a roseate spoonbill or a great egret or a brown pelican. Lots of birds eat fish, don't they? A beak can peck like a woodpecker. There's a pileated. We have those up in the woods at Watchung. I've seen them up there. Did you know that woodpeckers can peck quietly when they're looking for food or really loud when they're drumming to show their territory? You can hear woodpeckers, especially this time of year. A beak can get to nectar like a hummingbird. But a bird is a bird because a bird has 2 wings. Wings can flap and glide, or wings can help swim and dive like penguins. And a bird is a bird because a bird starts out in an egg. See, there's a robin in her eggs. An egg could be in a nest in the tree, or an egg can be in a nest on the ground. Here's a spotted sandpiper. You might see those down at the beach. That's why sometimes they don't want you to go up in the dunes because the birds are nesting. Oh wait, a platypus has a beak, a fly has wings, and a snake starts out an egg. Are they birds too? Nope, only a bird is a bird. And do you know why? Because a bird has feathers. Yes, here's some fancy feathers in a peacock. Feathers can stand out, or feathers can blend in. Some birds use them as camouflage, right? Like a brown creeper or a whippoorwill or an eastern screech owl. We have a screech owl that lives in our neighborhood. They sound great. Feathers help birds fly. Feathers help birds stay warm and dry. Ducks, right? They can be in the water and they don't get cold and miserable because they have special feathers. There are feathers of every color. Look at that, a scarlet ibis, a red cardinal, an American goldfinch, a sulfur-crested cockatoo, and the feathers cover birds of every kind. A blue jay, we have a lot of those around, don't we? Because only a bird is a bird, and they're all lovely, aren't they? Do you see birds in your yard? I bet if you looked, you'd see them. I'm going to read a book called Our Yard is Full of Birds. This one is by Anne Rockwell, illustrated by Lizzie Rockwell. Our yard is full of birds. Our yard is full of birds. There are birds in the trees and on the lawn and in our flower garden. The phoebe sits on the stone wall by the garden and wags its tail at me. A wren lives in the little birdhouse that my father helped build. A pair of cardinals lives in our tall pine tree all year long. They are always together. If you look carefully when you see a red cardinal, that's always the boy. You'll often see a girl cardinal too. And they look more like this. They're not quite as bright red. So you'll often see a girl and a boy cardinal together. Shiny speckled starlings like to perch in the treetops. Oh, hello, Mr. Cheeks. My cat's going to come learn about birds too. He would like to catch one, but he's not allowed. They squeak and whistle and squawk. Then they fly away. There are lots of little sparrows hopping around our back door. They like the breadcrumbs I throw to them every morning. We have lots of sparrows in our yard too. They sing happy little songs all day. Today I saw 3 yellow goldfinches splashing their feathers clean in the bird bath in our yard. A red-eyed vireo wants to join them. If you look around in the summer, you'll see goldfinches too. In the winter, they're not as gold, so you won't spot them as much. Summertime is when the swallows swoop and soar through the sky, searching for mosquitoes to eat. But the little screech owl waits in the hole in the oak tree. When darkness comes, out it flies. Morning doves coo and wake me up. I love morning dove calls. They sound very, mysterious to me somehow. I like their sound. Then the woodpecker starts to make a loud noise. It is drilling for insects in the old maple tree. See, looking around. The robin begins to sing. A yellow warbler, a purple finch, and a red-winged blackbird start to sing their songs. I've been hearing a lot of red-winged blackbirds lately. Mockingbirds and catbirds can imitate the songs that other birds sing. The funny catbird can say, meow, just like a cat. But the bright Baltimore oriole has its own pretty song to sing. Kinglets and nuthatches and chickadees and juncos and tufted titmice come to eat the seeds I put in the bird feeder every winter. Do you guys have a bird feeder? I have a couple out there. I really like to watch the birds. The tiniest bird in our yard is the ruby-throated hummingbird that sucks nectar like a bee from our garden flowers. The biggest is the big black raven. One day, some blue jays build a nest in a branch just outside my window. The mother bird lays 4 speckled eggs. That's what blue jay eggs look like. The eggs hatch into 4 baby blue jays. I watch them every day from my window. There they all are. My father likes the cardinals best. My mother loves the tiny hummingbirds. But as for me, I love every single bird that I see in our yard. Me too. Do you have a favorite bird? Is there a bird that you like best? I really do like them all, but my favorite might be robins, just because they're so friendly and cheerful, and I love the way they hop around looking for worms. It's fun to watch, isn't it? The last book I'm going to read is called My Spring Robin. Again, this is by Anne Rockwell and Lizzie Rockwell. A robin sang a song for me every day last summer. I liked that robin. But in the fall, the robin flew away. My father said it would come back in the spring. So when spring came, when did spring come? Right in the middle of March, right? We're almost there. Getting excited. I went looking for my spring robin. I saw a bee taking nectar from a crocus. This is honey, but really they take the other stuff to make honey. But I didn't see my robin. I looked into the yellow forsythia bush. I can't wait till the forsythia comes out. But my robin wasn't there. My robin was not sitting high up in the branches of the magnolia tree. We have those in Westfield, right? They're very pretty. In the fern garden behind our outdoor table, fuzzy fiddleheads were sprouting in last year's wet brown leaves. Fiddleheads are what you call the little tiny baby ferns. That's because they're all curled up at the top and it looks a little bit like the top of a fiddle or a violin. But I didn't see my robin there. Do you think she'll find it? I saw a tiny toad. Do you see the toad? It hopped behind a clump of daffodils to hide from me. I looked high up into the sky to see if my robin was flying back to me. Oh, drops of rain fell on my face, and our neighbor's cat ran home. It can rain a lot in the spring, right? After the shower, I picked a little bunch of purple violets for my mother, and I watched a shiny earthworm wiggle up out of the ground. And then I heard it. I heard that song. Cheer up, Cheerly, cheer up, Cheerly, cheer up, Cheerly. I knew who was singing that song. It was my spring robin. I'm glad he came back. It's always fun to see them when they come back, isn't it? I hope you've enjoyed the bird books. If you'd like to learn more about books, we have lots of great books at the library all about birds. You can get birds books like this, Backyard Birds, and you could learn all the different birds you see in your yard. House finch, hummingbirds. You ever see a hummingbird? They're so lovely. Blue jays, they're fun and noisy, right? We have lots of great bird books. You could look up bird watching in your own backyard. So as soon as we are open again, please come and get some great bird books out. Now we're going to build a fun decorative birdhouse together, okay? See you at the craft. Hi everybody, now we're going to have fun making our birdhouses together. In your bag, you should have a couple of markers and a couple of containers of paint and a paintbrush. If you have brothers or sisters who are doing the same craft, I tried to give you guys kind of a range of colors in your paints and markers so you can share. And if you have other paints or markers or crayons at home, you can use those on your birdhouse, whatever you like. When you open the bag to the birdhouse, you're going to see that there's 3 different directions. That's because this kit came with 3 different types of birdhouses. So I don't know which kind you guys are going to get. You could have gotten any of the 3, but they're all really cute and really fun. So just look at it and try to figure out which one you have. If you look at the bottom, you can kind of see the shapes and see what you might have. And then you should follow the directions and try to put it together in the order they say, because they snap together best when they are following in the order they say. Now, if you're like me, it might take a little practice. I had to do this twice to figure out how to do it, but I figured out that this was the bottom in A, and then I found these pieces, and you have to sort of look at the shape and see what goes where, and you snap that in. Now, as you're snapping things together, I thought sometimes it was a little hard to get them to snap together. You'll probably need a grown-up to help you with all this, and be patient. Try not to break the wood, but just kind of gently work it in there like that. So I did A, B. Now let's see, I need the little front, so I'm going to get this. There we go. All the pieces should eventually slot together. Then I need the little top and bottom. Let's see, which one is which? This is the top, I think. Oh, and before I do that, it comes with a piece of string so you can hang it up. Do you hear that? That is a bird clock. That's how much I love birds. I even have a clock that seems like a bird. I'd like to get a cuckoo clock someday as well. You put the string through, and then you just tie a little knot, and then you can hang your birdhouse wherever you like. Once you've got your string through, you can put that on. And then I need a bottom. It's kind of like magic, isn't it? You just follow all the pieces, kind of like Lego, and voila! You have a cute little birdhouse. And then you can decorate it any way that you would like, using, as I said, the paints and markers provided, or anything that you have at home. Have fun decorating. So as you can see, I decided to paint my birdhouse red with an orange roof. And I did decide to take it apart to paint it because I thought it would be easier when they're flat. So I put it together first so I could see what parts were which. And those are the sides, and there's the front and the back, and now I'm going to do the roof in orange. So the good thing about these is, since they're not glued together or anything, you can put them together and take them apart. Just be careful, don't be in a hurry, and be careful that you don't break any of the wood or anything, but it's not that hard to do. So you could put it together, look at it, kind of plan out how you'd like it to be. And then whatever you'd like to do, you can paint it while it's together, or you can take it back apart. Totally up to you. And you can decide what colors you want to use and how you want to decorate it. If you want a theme, you can use it to make a fun decoration for your room, or you can make it as a present for somebody, whatever you'd like to do. But I thought I would just show you that this was one technique that you could take it apart and paint it and put it back together. And there you have it. My birdhouse is all finished. I did manage to get it back together after painting it. It was touch and go, but I figured it out again. And I made a few little extras once I put it back together. I realized I had to paint the porch, so I made the porch orange. And I took a marker and I made it look like there was a little vine. You can do lots more drawing if you want. You can do whatever you'd like. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to post pictures on our Facebook page of your finished birdhouses. We'd love to see them. And have fun with the birds. Bye.